Hello, all my TA peeps. I hope that I'm talking loud enough for you to hear me. I'm going to bring the camera in just a little bit more. I'm using a different phone, and even though I have the case off of it, I don't know how well it's catching my voice. Um, Thankfully, this phone, it the lights are all off in here. It's 11:30 at night. It's very dark in here, and I only have one little lamp on. And this actually makes it look like I have quite a bit of lamplight on in the room, which is why I'm using this phone, this camera. Even though the selfie doesn't, it can't adjust focus. It can't even zoom out or zoom in. It can't do anything. It used to be a really great phone camera, and then they went and nerfed it, is the old term. They went and they took away all of its abilities through some crappy update. I'm very upset about that. These phones, they come with really great stuff, and then they end up absolutely ruining it in some update. That's not good. So, anyway, I just wanted to record this. I had a very, very tough day, and I've noticed that and I used to have I was trying to do an art channel. I was trying at the beginning of YouTube there to do an art channel. It was called Hobby Hermit. And hermit because I'm a hermit, and because I was into being an artist and doing hobbies. Well, back in the day, every time I tried to make a YouTube video, my brother would stop me, my mother would stop me, uh family explosions would happen and would stop me dead in my tracks. And it was very calculated, very purposeful. My brother would demand something of me. My mom would demand something of me. My sister would demand that, I take care of her daughter for her, and I did for at least the first 12 years of her life, at least. And it just one thing after another, my dad demanding stuff of me. And it's just interesting. I made some videos just yesterday, and this pattern is continued from way back in the day, from, even 2007, up to today in 2023. I literally made some videos yesterday. I managed to pump out 4 of them. And today, I, whether you want to call it spiritual attack, whether you want to call it, you know, technology, whatever it is, I was, in my mind, I was attacked. Whether you want to call it Satan or demons, or you know or technology, whatever it was, this was a definite attack. And I don't know. I'm keeping my mind open. I'm keeping my options open. Maybe it was spiritual. I don't know. I very much feel like it was spiritual. It might have been spiritual, but my God, I got an allergy attack. I don't have allergies. I don't. My dad has allergies. He's darn near dying from them, literally. But I don't have allergies. And just to let you know, I'm trying to look at the little camera on this phone and not look at myself. So sorry if my eyeballs bounce around. But anyway, I don't have allergies. My dad does. And I had an allergy attack that was so bad today. It felt like my very stomach, my throat closed up. It felt like my stomach was breaking out in hives. I got hives all over my back. It felt like the very blood cells in my body were vibrating and on fire, and like they were breaking out in horrific, painful itchiness. Um, and oddly enough, when I I turned the light off last night about 3:30 in the morning. I finally managed to shut the whole thing down, get everything uploaded, get it all taken care of. And then I shut the light off about 3:30. And I didn't sleep very well, and I was really wired and awake, which I thought was odd. Very odd. But okay, so I was wired and awake. I hadn't really been eating chocolate that much or anything, nothing to really wake me up. Well, I wake up this morning even more wired and awake, but I woke up with that really weird feeling of I'm dead tired, but there's something in my body and in my system that, and I've woken up with this feeling before, there's something in my body and my system that is like more powerful than caffeine. And it's making me, even though it's like I'm dead tired and I can feel my whole body needing to rest and needing to sleep and needing to just collapse, it's like it's like coffee, but beyond coffee, way stronger. It's like I used to live off this stuff called Surge. It was a pop that was real popular in the 90s. It rotted out my kidneys. Um, Granted, I'm still open to the idea that maybe it was something else that was doing my kidneys in. But far as I know, I had too much caffeine when I was young, and I found this out from a urologist. Caffeine liquefies your kidneys. Don't have caffeine. Just don't. It is the leading problem. Whether you have it in tea, coffee, like, they're calling them energy drinks now. Don't have caffeine. It ruins your kidneys. Um, so I believe the urologist when it comes to that. And kidney disease is shooting up. It's skyrocketing worldwide now. So I very much believe that caffeine is the cause of kidney disease. Um, that was the only thing worthwhile that I got from all the urologists when I went to when I was dying of kidney failure. But that's something else entirely. I'm not even going to get into that right now. Um, but I felt like I was hopped up on caffeine today. But not just hopped up on caffeine, like I was hopped up on something far more powerful and far more uh hidden, snake like. I don't know what to call it. Just, hidden. Uh uh Subversive. That's the word I was looking for, subversive. And I mean, I don't know what to think of it. So so during breakfast, I ended up breaking out in just the worst allergy attack ever. And it started with the back of my nose getting itchy, and then it just my throat got itchy, swelled up. My eyelids got itchy, my eyelashes got, my eyebrows. I mean, this was, I've had allergy attacks like this before, but it's always been eating some sort of food. But this was unbelievable. There was no rhyme or reason for it. It lasted all day long. And then about the middle of the day, it's like the caffeine suddenly I started going on, and I've never experienced this before. I started going on these spurts of being extremely just like caffeinated tense, and awake, to suddenly, oh, thank God I can relax. Oh my God, I'm falling asleep. Almost like I'm drugged, kind of falling asleep. And it was right around the same time that my dad fell asleep. He's been falling asleep in the afternoon. And then my mom fell asleep and then next thing you know, I ended up falling asleep. And during this attack, supposed allergy attack, I don't know what the heck it was. Um, my mom also ended up, her nose started running and she started coughing, and so it was very odd. I don't know what to think. The windows weren't open. I don't know. I can't wrap my head around it. Um, but it was a very bad day today, and I've noticed as of late, with all the problems moved, with all these other problems gone, what now when I make a video of any kind, whether it's an art video, doesn't matter if it's a totally, it's not diving into sociological things, it's not diving into human rights, it's not diving into political things, it's not diving into anything spiritual. um when I make a video of any kind, even when it's art and just, literally just fucking around, um I end up horrifically sick the next day, like clockwork. And it has gone like that since day one. It's like there's something purposefully and consciously fighting against me moving ahead in my life, making any headway in my life. And at this, I mean, this is long past, said and gone, a done deal, whatever you want to call it. I mean, me just posting videos on a consistent basis, whether it be YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, what have you, this, and whatever other platforms might pop up, this is not moving ahead in your life. This is just being able to feel competent and accomplished. This is not, making money. This is not, by the way, it's odd. I don't know what this camera's doing, but it looked like the whole screen just flashed white for a moment there. That was odd. Anyway, it was right when I said, this isn't, this isn't getting ahead in life. It's just feeling competent for once. And that is true. It just, me being able to consistently and successfully make videos and make posts online, that isn't going to get me ahead in life. That isn't even necessarily going to get me fans or friends, which is the saddest thing of all, because all I've ever wanted in this life were friends. And it's really interesting since day one that has been kept from me in one way or another. I don't know what to make of it. But whether this is evilness itself, whether this is, you know, screen looked like it went bright again, whether this is, I don't know how else to put it, whether this is something spiritual or something physical, there's, it's more beyond a shadow of a doubt. I am definitely being attacked. And in my mind, to me, it's definitely something physical, not spiritual. But I'm keeping my mind open. I'm keeping my options open. And I just wanted to record this and put this out there, you know, for anyone else in the TI community. Um and actually for everyone at all. People who are being spiritually attacked. You're not alone. I'm going through it too. Um I'm sorry. And on top of this, by the way, when I go to make any videos, uh housework is always shoved in my path. Stuff is always put in my path, like purposely put in my path to stop me. I found out whether it's a family member, like always, needing something, demanding something of me, and I have to give it to them right now, this minute, which is what has been happening with me from my sister, from my brother, from my mom, from my dad. They demand that I serve them, and I have to serve them now because of course I'm the deadbeat without the job. So I have all the free time in the world and I'm worthless. So I better serve them. Or if I'm so worthless, then why, and if I'm so nuts, then why in the world are they even demanding that I serve them? There's the question. Why have they demanded that I give them this and do this and that and the other thing for them all these years? Because they've let me know very clearly that I'm worthless and that I'm insane. And if I'm that worthless, and this has gone through my head before, if I'm that worthless, if I'm that insane, if I'm that much of a deadbeat, and as they keep on saying, if I'm that much of a liar and exaggerate everything, then why do they keep on demanding, you know, demanding that I do all the housework, demanding that, I scrub their toilets, literally, demanding that I cook their food, demanding that I do their laundry, demanding that, I clean up their shit and I change their waste baskets for them, demanding that I do all this shit for them. If I can't be, they were they've been, until I got my heavenly reward, they were throwing tantrums like you'd not believe for every last scrap of work that I did. I couldn't do it right. I couldn't do it right at all whatsoever. And they made it very clear that they didn't want me doing it. But then the split second that you know, that dead beat me slacked off, quote unquote, as they've said many times, the second that I didn't get one cup clean, one bit of silverware, one rag, one washcloth, one sock clean, the second that I didn't change one wastebasket or clean one toilet, the second that I didn't dust one windowsill, or do whatever myriad of other things that they wanted me to do, the second I refused to take care of my sister's daughter, out of the blue. I mean, it's like, if I'm really that worthless, then why are you demanding these things from me? And why are you complaining about them when I actually do them? And then when I finally say fine and I don't do whatever it is, why do you have an even worse tantrum on me than you were before? Literally punching me. My dad kicked me in the past, slapping me, saying some of the most horrific things to me. And then when I actually argue back saying, you don't want it, you don't like the way I do it, they throw an even bigger tantrum saying, well, do it this way, do it this way, do it this way. And what they're asking for is just not possible. And I'm not about to do it. And they don't even allow me the freedom to say, no, I'm not going to serve you anymore. I'm not going to lick your ass anymore. And that's what they've done to me my whole life. So I'm glad that my brother and sister at the moment, and that's the sad and terrible part, at the moment are out of my life. Um, but it's only for the moment. So yeah, this is clearly going to go running into 20 minutes, because the other thing that I wanted to say, and this is the other interesting thing, uh, I've also had a fuzzy, like, cotton ball filled, like my head is full of cotton. I've been very dry today, and I've been also very, it's weird. It's like my kidneys are flunking out again. I've been very, very dry. I've been drinking a ton of water, and it hasn't been doing me any good. And it's just been going straight through me. I've just been peeing it out instead of it doing any good for me. Um, which is not good. Um, I have I've been very scatterbrained today too. I haven't been able to remember anything. My memory is just shot today. It is shot to pieces, to the point where I couldn't even remember while I was talking on this video wanting to say this right here. Um, this isn't the first time that these symptoms have happened to me. They've been going on for forever. My brother would get very violent with me for not being able to remember what he demanded that I remember. He was demanding that he was God, and that what he thought was important, and that anything that I thought was important was not important. I mean, he was raised exceedingly abusively, but he is just taking it to a whole nother level, and he refuses to own his abusiveness, which is quite terrible. But the same thing with my sister. So, and like they were saying, they were telling me when I was young, I probably shouldn't get into those family dynamics, but at least not for this video. Um, but yeah, today has been an absolutely horrible day. Um, my brains are absolutely scattered. I can't think. I'm forgetting everything. And the only thing I can remember right now is that there is this channel, and this is entirely random. So this shows how scattered my brains are. Up in Canada, there is a channel called Curiosity Incorporated, one of the people that he was a young kid, quote unquote, who this guy had doing odd jobs for him. Definitely look this guy up on YouTube. He cleans out hoarders' houses, which is how I end up finding him in the first place because my mother is a hoarder. Um, so this poor guy, who is also a Native American, by the way, I think he's also another targeted individual because, and he actually has it captured on film, the first time he was hit with what people in the community would call a directed energy weapon. He actually has it on film. He has it on his blog. And the symptoms that he's talking about are definitely the very dead stamp same symptoms that all of you are talking about. And he's been through the exact same thing that I have been through, which is, which everyone's been through, whether you're targeted or not. You go to the doctor and the doctor says, "Oh, your tests are clean, there's nothing wrong with you." It's like, how is that possible? How is that even possible? Especially with the way I'm feeling, that's not possible. So there you go. And I don't think it's a matter, with how ill so many people are, no matter what it is, whether it's genetic, whether it's chemicals that you've taken into your system because, I mean, look at that train derailment. Those people are getting chemically killed in that town, you know, and yet the doctors want to say that there's nothing showing up in their blood. Mm-hmm. Okay, sure. So, whether you're being, whatever you want to call it, targeted via chemicals, targeted via, you know, genetics, or targeted via actual technology and electricity, whatever it is, people are so sick just in America alone that going to the doctor, something should register. Something should be off. Something should be, showing on average everyday tests, and they're not. And the fact that they're not proves the point. Proves the point that something's happening and it's being covered up. Point blank right there. Something's happening and it's being covered up. So, whatever it is, you know. And since this is at the 22-minute mark, I'm going to go ahead and stop this video since I can't remember the rest of the very important stuff that I needed to say. There was some really important stuff, but at least I recorded this. It's at the end of the day, it's after the date, but I'm proud of myself for actually sitting myself up and recording this. That is the most important. So, bye for now. Bye.